All right. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good morning, even. How are we all doing today? Welcome to the chat, Ali, Richard, Sean, and yeah, thank you for tuning in, everybody. I hope you're well. Today we're going to be doing our European tour. We're going to be continuing on with that. We had previously left off somewhere in Europe. I'm just about to try and remind myself where we actually left off there so I can do a flight plan. How are we all doing today anyway? So I've got a couple of questions. Let's see. Richard, hey, can anyone help? I've recently bought FS2020, but every time I land, the aircraft veers to the left. The joystick is calibrated fine. Any ideas? Okay, Richard, what I would suggest is set a dead zone on your controller if you haven't already of around 5%. Try that for number one. But number two, the other thing you can try is download the A32NX mod if you're not using that already. I have no issues with that. That's a pretty old bug now. I thought that was all resolved. So I would check that out for sure, and let me know how you get on. Glad you're appreciating the videos anyway, Richard. It's an absolute pleasure. Sean, no, we haven't done Glasgow actually. No. However, we're doing the European tour today, so yeah. So the UK portion of the tour is done, but I'll add that to my list of airports to fly to. I've got a list sort of gathering here on this paper. Like I say, we're doing the European tour today, Ali. So again, I'll add those to the list. So that's Karachi and Gwadar. Okay. Probably not Edinburgh today, no. We're actually, if I remember correctly, where I left the European tour, it was somewhere over Eastern Europe. I think it might have been, I'm not sure. All right, let's bring up the, oh, what happened there? Let's switch scenes anyway, so we can see each other. All right, so today, a lot of you guys weren't seeing this because I haven't used this livery in such a while. But today we're going to be using the FUZZAIR livery, which I created myself, and yeah, it's an absolute stunner. I absolutely love it. Maybe Amsterdam, I don't know. It depends how far we get, to be honest. I'm just trying to remind myself as to exactly where we got to. Alright, I'm just going to bring it up on YouTube so I can remind myself. I'll bring it up on my YouTube channel and just watch the last. Hello everyone. Just watch the last VOD back so I can see where we got to. Patrick, welcome to the chat. I hope you're well. I'm glad that my stream can help your day be a bit better. That's very humbling to hear. Good morning, Dave. Welcome back to the chat. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. All right, I won't be a second, guys. I am just So the European tour is basically like, well, as you expect, we're flying to every country in Europe, basically. And yeah, I'm just trying to work out where we last left off. So we left off at EYVI, which I believe is... So that is Vilnius Airport in Lithuania. Can you explain to me the yaw damper back course setting and is that supposed to say max setting near the autopilot buttons? They're not really, the back course isn't something I use that often, but so I probably won't be able to give you the best description of them here because I only have a limited understanding of the back course setting, but basically the yaw damper is, it basically damps out sort of adverse yaw for the aircraft. So it basically helps your aircraft fly a coordinated turn. So if you look up on Google, if you just type in coordinated turn aviation, that's basically what it does. It basically just... so when you make a turn in an aircraft, I don't know how much you know about aviation and aerodynamics and stuff like that. So when you make a turn in an aircraft, when you make a turn, a bank turn like this, for example, the nose will go like because this wing is creating less drag now. The nose of the aircraft will also turn away from the bank. So you need to use rudder to counteract that, and that's basically what the yaw damper does for you, essentially. Now, it's all good and well me explaining that, but in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I don't think that is actually very well modeled, the coordinated turn type jobby, the, what's it called? Adverse yaw. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. But yeah, whenever you're flying with the autopilot on, you might as well stick your damper on, absolutely no problems. Most autopilots don't even have that as a separate button. Like in the big airliners and stuff, it's the yaw damper is on automatically. So definitely worth using if you're using the autopilot. Back course setting is basically so if you are flying a localizer or an ILS, you can set it up so it will allow the plane to fly the back course to that. So if you're flying an ILS or a localizer into a runway and you want to fly off the other side without landing maybe, you can have that's what the back course button does essentially. It sets up the navigation for the back course of the localizer you've just flown in on. Again, probably not the best explanation, but that's roughly what it does. You can definitely find some videos on it online though, I imagine. And then Mach setting is Mach is basically a unit of speed you would use at I think it's at above flight level 280, and you will use that to basically measure your speed, because indicated airspeed doesn't become as effective at high altitudes because of wind, so you use Mach instead. And obviously there's less air resistance up at high altitudes as well, so yeah, it becomes a better way to measure, I believe. Now, that's just my limited understanding. I might be slightly wrong about that, so I probably wouldn't just just take me for fact on that, but that's roughly how I understand it. No worries, Dave, man. I'm happy to answer anything. I mean, like I say, I'm not an expert, and those answers I gave you may have some flaws in them, and they might not be totally 100%, but hopefully it gives you a good basis, and it's helpful. Filthy Badger on Twitch, how you doing, brother? Good to see you again in the chat. Hope you're doing well. We are going to get underway just momentarily here, guys. I'm just setting up our first flight plan. Also, I want to show you guys this. So, if you guys are using the TCA Quadrant, I don't know if I can get it in my camera here. There we go. This thing. If you're using this, right, so obviously it has detents in it, so that you can... Obviously, it's got detents in it, so you can, mirror it up with the Airbus detents. However, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but in the bottom, it has these little things. These little things. And, yeah, basically, these enable the detents. They're like mechanical detents. So it's got these little ridges in the end there. You can't really see it because of the focus, but... Yeah, it's got these little ridges in the end, and that defines the detents. So what I did was I actually found on the Flight Simulator forums someone who had 3D printed some custom detents, because on the TCA Quadrant, the detents are quite close together. So the detents are quite close together, and I thought that the manual throttle range was a bit small. So I actually found this thread, and... yeah, basically I 3D printed some custom detents so that now basically my flex and climb detents are actually higher up on the controller itself. So it's difficult for me to show you because I can't get it on camera. I'll show you when I get the... In fact, I could just do this, can't I? Why is it not showing? Oh, that's a new one. Hang on. Oh yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. Demented Camper and iBase, thank you very much for all the follows, guys. I hope you're well and having a fantastic week. I hope you're well. We are going to get underway momentarily. I just want to... I wanted to show you guys this these detents I've had made, but... for whatever reason, I can't bring up the hand cam. Let's try launch this again. There we go. Beautiful, yeah. So I had these custom detents made. You can probably see them a bit better on this camera, actually. There you go. They're very bright still, but anyway, so they go in the bottom here. Put them in there. And basically what it does is, I'll just shove them in. Yeah, basically what it does is it means that these detents are much higher up. So if I put it all the way to climb, see, that's where climb is now. Like if you look closely, you can see this arrow here, which is where the detent used to be. But you can see it's a bit higher up now. And then the flex is a little bit higher still. And then obviously toga is still at the end, but it gives you that much extra range for using manual throttle when you're, you know, doing a manual landing or whatever. And I thought that was really cool. I think it worked out really nicely, courtesy of my friend Jack. If anyone wants any 3D printing doing, just send me a message on Facebook if you want the detents making yourself. If enough of you want to get them, then maybe we can put an order together and get a bunch of them printed. He did it as a one-off for me, obviously, because I'm a good friend of him. But yeah, if we get more people who want it, then we'll probably be able to put something together. All right. Anyway, so yeah, like I say, we ended up at Lithuania, the capital. We're basically flying from capital to capital in this. And we are going to fly next to... Let's see. So next up is going to be... I appreciate all three explanations, mate. The only streamer that gives a detailed answer on Flight Simulator. Really appreciate what you do. Patrick, appreciate the kind words, man. I'm glad I can be of some help. All right, so I'm just having a quick look on Google Maps, and we will get underway momentarily here. So we are in Lithuania. So we went to Latvia as well, didn't we? All right, so the next spot is then going to be Minsk, I believe. Now the question is, when do we go to Russia? Because Russia is just so much further away from every other city. Well, at least Moscow anyway. I suppose there's another airport we could fly to. Question is Georgia... Is Georgia in Europe? Well, it's classed as Eurasia. Yeah, we can go there as well. Alright, so I think that's the plan then. So we go from Vilnius to Minsk, then Minsk to... we go to Kiev. Although, have we already... I'm sure we've already been to Kiev. Sorry about this, guys. Let me just check the VOD one more time. Oh, no, we haven't now. We did do a different stream flying from Kiev, but we didn't do it on the UK on the tour, so... Alright, cool. Let's get underway then. So you can actually see here, if I bring this up... Yo, Barry, Andy, and Jafet, thank you very much for following. I hope everybody is well and having a great week. Welcome to the stream. Is the camera in front of you a webcam? If so, do you know the model? No, it's a DSLR camera. This one. It's a Canon 6D. All right, so if I bring up Sim Toolkit here, you can actually see the tour, the UK tour, the European tour even. So if I say we went originally from Leeds to we went around the UK first. I can't remember where we started actually. I think we went Manchester, London, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, but I clearly didn't log those on here. But the European tour started at Leeds. We then went up to the Faroe Islands, then to Iceland, then over to northern Norway, and then down to Oslo, over to Sweden, Stockholm, then Helsinki, then these cities I'm not quite sure what they're called, but Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania is where we left off. So that's where we're going to be continuing today. So let's get things sorted then. So we're going to go Lithuania to Minsk. And that is UMMS. So let's stick that in, and then we're going to go flight number. So I want to check how many legs that we've done so that I can find out our flight number. Good afternoon, Cottam. I hope you're doing well, mate. Welcome back. What does the camera look like today? Let me just have a look at this real quick. It's difficult to look at that and difficult to look at that and see myself. But okay, cool. So we have done legs wise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is going to be 11. So we'll go on this one for we'll go for flight number 11. I'll just get my pen and paper down to write down this stuff because we're going to log on to VATSIM today. First time logging on to VATSIM. We're going to be using the fly-by-wire A320neo. And how many viewers have we got total? Let's see. Because that's going to be how many passengers we put on board. Oops, didn't mean to bring that up there. Okay, so this says only 2 on Twitch. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working properly for Facebook, does it? All right, so we've got how many on? We've got 6 on Facebook and good afternoon, Leaf in Sweden. Glad to have you. Welcome back to the chat. Can you use DSLR camera on Zoom? I believe so. Yeah. And then we've got 2 viewers on Twitch. So that's going to make, in total, we're going to do 9 passengers. And cargo will go to 0. And yeah, let's kick it off. So let's generate the flight plan there. All right, great stuff. So let's stick this onto a different screen. File it with VATSIM. Right, okay, so that is our flight plan filed with VATSIM. I have to say, I am warming to VATSIM very, very quickly. I've been obviously singing Ivar's praises, but I am warming to VATSIM extremely quickly. Mainly just because it's, I don't know, the interface seems so much better. Like, ridiculously. Right, and let's bring up vPilot. Okie dokie. Right, we should be about there now, guys. Yeah, the picture does look pretty good, doesn't it? I also have a light here as well. So there's a light in the corner, like a LED panel. So obviously that helps the video quality quite a lot as well, to be fair. All right, so let's get loaded in at, where are we going here? Echo Yankee Victor India. There we are. So this is a very, very small airport. It does have some gates by the looks of things. Let's say we're at gate 1. I'm not sure if that's going to be correct when you look at the charts, but let's load in. We'll put this on fuzzy. We'll just leave the number blank, and we're not heavy, obviously. All right, so I'm using this new overlay at the top, actually, so I don't know when that actually starts working. Whether it starts working when I'm loaded in or not, I'm not sure. Right, here we are. Oof. The what is going on with these gates here? This is not the greatest auto gen I've ever seen. Very bizarre. Oh dear. Right, I suppose if we set live weather and live time, there might even be some snow up here. Maybe. Let's see what happens. Oh, well, we've got some wind. That's some serious wind. All right. Alright, so we're connected to VATSIM now. Sorry, it might take me just a minute or two. I've not actually done this before. And then... So we've already filed a flight plan. So do we need to just fetch that from server? There we go. So do we actually need to load that, or are we good? Loads, that loads it from flight plan file. Oh, so you don't actually need to select a flight plan in VATSIM when you log on. Alright, cool. Let's get rocking then, guys. So, it's quite quiet around here. We've got no controllers on, unfortunately. Let's get going here and we'll see what happens, because there's probably going to be some on over Europe as we get going. So, let's see if I can remember the key bindings. Let's get started up here. So, just knock the music down a few notches. Alright, so it looks like these knobs look a bit different. I'm not sure if that's just me, but I'm sure that looks a bit different. Anyways, batteries on and external power on as well. Okay, so I'm just making sure the volume's correct here. Let me know, guys, if there's any issues with the volume. I have been tinkering about with stuff, so might need tweaking a bit. Let me know what you think. All right, so these knobs are now in the middle, which is new, so that's quite good. We'll get it nice and toasty up here in the cockpit. Let me know if you guys get cold at the back. Stick our nav lights on. Crew supply oxygen can come on. Emergency exit signs on, and no smokers on, and we'll leave the seatbelt signs off for now. We don't have any fuel on board just yet. We'll turn the integrated lights on up here, and the ADIRs can come to nav. We can also test our annunciation lights, which always looks very cool. Very nice. So we'll leave them on bright, and we'll jump on down to the MCDU, and we'll start getting things tuned in here. So let's jump on over to ATSU, AOC, init, and we're going to bring in our flight plan information. This brings it in from SimBrief. As you can see, very short flight to begin with, only half an hour. So yeah, should be pretty straightforward. And let's see. So that's that done. Let's bring up self-loading cargo as well. That's always a bit of fun. All right, there we go. cool. So I'm going to load in our flight plan from SimBrief. We've got our FUZZAIR cruising at 23,000 feet. We'll kick that on by 5 minutes. And number of passengers is 9 today. And let's go for the A320. And default layout. Alright, let's get that rocking. Let's say that we're ready for boarding, and let's get the catering. Sorry, not the catering. The jetway connected. We'll get the catering and baggage as well while we're at it. Even though I told you guys to just bring hand luggage, there's always one. So. Alright, so that should... Oh my god, what is going on? Okay, that's a new one. I've never actually seen it do that, connect to the rear, which is interesting, but I'll take it. Alright, so let's set our weight and balance. So we'll refuel the aircraft and set our payloads. I am just going to check these actually against my flight plan here. So block fuel is 4280, so that's correct. Taxi fuel 200 and trip fuel is 1139. Okay, so that's correct. Let's see, our payload is... All passengers are on board. All passengers on board? Holy crap, I forgot we only had 9 of you. Alright, so we'll disconnect the jetway. Our takeoff weight should be about 46.0. Okay, so that's actually good. Right, cool. Alright, so we've got the correct figures all loaded in. There's no ATIS here because there's no controller logged on, so we'll jump on straight over to our data, aircraft status, check the nav database, which is good. Then we'll jump on over to our init page and bring this in from SimBrief. There we go. So cost index of 8, flight level 230. Fuzz 11 is our flight number, and everything else is good. The wind temp doesn't work yet. We could probably just do this for good measure. Not sure it's actually needed, but we'll do that and then jump over to our flight plan page, and we can just check that against the flight plan here. So we'll turn this to plan mode. Alright, so let's check our routing. So off out to the east, and then yeah, that's it really. Pretty straightforward. We'll set our departure as well for the Ducat 1 Bravo departure on runway 19er. We'll insert that. That's going to take us a little bit out to the south and then over to the east, which looks good. There we go. So that's all in there. And then we want to do our arrival, which is going to be We're expecting ILS 13 left. And we're going to come in via the TWO 1 Echo arrival. It's not showing. This is strange, this actually. I have had recently some stars not show up. Let's see what happens if I just press erase there and I just come back and go on arrival and then I just go straight to stars. Ah, there's no stars at all. And ILS 13 left says 0 meters. What is going on here? See, last time there was a 0 meters, that meant that the runway wasn't actually on the ground there. So let's go for... We'll just go for 13 right. Oh, and the stars appeared. Oh, I see. That's why the star didn't appear, because the runway is erroneously in the database by the looks of things. So we want the TWO 1 Charlie, which is right. Actually, we wanted the 1 Echo, but actually it's a different runway, so that's going to be fine. And then, in terms of a VIA, let's just check that against our charts. So arrival, we're doing 1 Charlie now, aren't we? So that's that one, and then we want to do the 13 right ILS, which is this. So yeah, we want the Sanj transition, which we want the Sanj VIA, sorry, so that is correct. So we'll insert that, and then we'll just check. We'll just check the flight plan going down to the east, and then it should take us on a left turn. There we go. And what we'll probably do is we'll probably cut that turn off because it's quite quiet, so that's fine. Beautiful. Then the rad nav page, let's just check we've got the correct ILS tuned for our destination, 108.9, that's correct. And then we'll see on our departure route. So our departure doesn't involve any VORs or anything, so that's also fine. We'll go to our init B and just stick our 0 fuel weight in there, and our block fuel is 4.2. There we go, and we'll stick that in there. I'm going to quickly just jump up here and stick on the APU. And we'll stick in our trip wind as well, which is going to be a slight tailwind of 12 knots. Never complaining about a tailwind. Beautiful. All right, so we've got everyone on board. We're starting the APU. Let's just turn up our displays here. I tell you what, I did some optimizations on my PC yesterday. And my god, this sim is running so much better now. While I'm streaming, it's insane. Alright, and let's just check our departure route, see if we've got any altitude restrictions. We do not, so let's stick our cruise flight level of 230 into the FCU, I want to say. I can't quite remember what that one's called actually, but I'm pretty sure it's FCU. We'll set this to 20 miles. And there we go. We're pretty much good to go now. Let's lock the cockpit door. Let's just see what our squawk code needs to be for when we're on Unicom. I think it's 2,000, isn't it? But Unicom, special transponder codes. I suppose we just leave it on 7,000, so we'll just leave it on that. Let's turn up these integral lights here on the pedestal, and let's get underway here. So I think we're pretty much good to go. Let's turn this to 122.8. So that is Unicom, which we should be connected to. Vilnius traffic radio check. Oh, I actually have a center controller on now, actually. Alright, cool. So let's just check. It's offloading cargo. Everybody's on board. We'll put the seatbelt signs on now. Got no portable devices as well. APU is fired up. Let's start the APU bleed. Turn our fuel pumps on as well. Let me just verify our gates because we're now in controlled airspace. Actually, are we? Bear with me one sec. I can't actually find whether this center controller is controlling this airspace. The bleed air is super loud on this aircraft now. Transponder should be the same as if VFR. Yeah, thank you very much, Gregory. Managed to work that one out in the end. I can't actually see if this controller's controlling this airspace. It was much easier to find that out on iVow, if I'm honest. Let's just check on this one as well. Alright, I guess this is the S. No, it's not. Not the same controller. This is us. I'm looking for RU Center. There we go, that's it. Why is that showing up as close? Why is that showing up as controller in range? That's so far away, especially compared to this. This isn't even showing up on see here. That's bizarre. Let's just fill this. This is the first time I've actually used this app today, so. Okay, let's just get underway here anyway. Vilnius traffic, Fuzz 11 pushing back. Alright, let's get pushed back. Let's try this pushback helper tool. I've not tried this one in a while, so let's see what happens. Look at the FUZZAIR livery though. I absolutely love this, man. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. It's so shiny. Request pushback.
Pushback request confirmed.
Stephen, welcome to the chat. I hope you're well. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Look at this. Look at the ground markings at this airport. They're an absolute mess. Absolute mess here. Flight deck to ground.
Good afternoon, Captain. Departure checks completed. Doors and hatches closed. Bypass pin inserted.
I haven't done my
parking brakes.
I haven't done my checklist, have I? God damn it. Hang on. Let me just complete that. So before start checklist, cockpit prep is complete. Fuel is sent. Gear pins and covers removed. Signs are on and auto adheres to nav. Fuel quantity is 4.1 tons. Takeoff data is set. Barometer ref is set 1003. Windows and doors are closed. Beacon is on. Sorry, that's beacon. Thrust levers are indeed idle. Parking brake is set.
Okay, pushback begins.
Oh, he heard me say parking brake. Okay, that's it. So before start, checklist completed. Okay. Engine mode selected to start.
The engines now.
There we go, and engine 2 starts. Whilst I remember as well. Very important, you select the right preset. Alright, so we're getting underway. Just going to push straight back onto this yellow line, even though I don't think it's in the right place. What's going on with the tail here? Oh, wait, what the fuck? Look at that. Can you guys see that? When I zoom in, it disappears. That's so weird. Turn facing east.
Will turn by 90 degrees and bring you on an eastern course.
Stop pushback.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the tractor and wait until the parking brakes are set.
Brakes set.
Okay, pushback pins are removed. Now it's your turn.
Starting
See you
engine
again.
1 now. There goes the pushback dudes. See you later. Have a look out the window to make sure he's got the nose wheel pin. Unfortunately, it's not animated in this sim, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? I love the sound of the engines in the Neo. Alright, we'll get our flaps out as well. Flaps 1 at least. She's a beauty. Alright, we'll get our anti-ice on. Turn the APU off. And that is about it for now. We'll arm the landing lights. And I think that is good. Let's just check on our MCDU. We'll just go over here and check our CG. It's 30. And we'll just set our trim real quick. There we go. Alright, so after start checklist, anti-ice as required. Engine anti-ice is on. In fact, we'll put wing anti-ice on as well because it's cold. Very cold here in Lithuania. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim is set and rudder trim is 0. We'll put our engine mode selector back to normal. And let's just do a quick flight control check whilst we remember. So before we get going, full left, middle, full right, middle, full up, middle, full down. I should be saying neutral, not middle. Neutral, rudder, full left, neutral, full right, neutral. Okay then, so let's get started. So we'll turn our runway turn-off lights and our nose light can go to taxi. And let's get underway. Vilnius traffic, Fuzz 11, taxiing to runway 19. Alright, so what I do like as well on VATSIM is that the Unicom frequency is voice, so it's so much easier to do. You don't have to faff about with text messages. Alright, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going here, to be quite honest with you. I think the runway is it's just that to our right there, isn't it? Yeah, it's just over there, isn't it? Alright, let's just check with the cabin and get that done. Oh, that's a new one. Flap MCDU disagree. Oh, it's because I've not done the performance page yet, isn't it? I completely forgot about that one. Alright, let's just jump on down there and get that resolved. Let's just put in flaps 1, 66 flex, transition of 5,000, and we'll do our V1, V and V2. Okie dokie. Let's get back on this taxiway here. Drifted off a bit there. And just while we are taxiing here, let's get our predictive wind shear on and weather on as well. We can turn our transponder now to auto and TCAS TARA. Probably should have taxied on down there to the left, really, shouldn't we? I didn't know if there was a taxiway that we could have gone. Oh, I missed that taxiway, didn't I? God damn it. Can we take off from here? No, it's probably not enough room, is it? Alright, we'll just have to do a backtrack. And just because we're entering onto the runway now, let's turn our strobe lights and landing lights on, as well as our nose light to take off. Vilnius traffic, Fuzz 11, backtracking at runway 19. Yo, Stuart, welcome back to the chat. Glad to have you. I hope you're doing well. We're starting from Lithuania today and hopping over to Minsk in Belarus. Okay, so let's do our before takeoff checklist. So flight controls are checked, flight instruments are checked, briefing is done, flaps are 1+F confirmed, V speeds are 121, 122, 126, ATC is set, ECAM memo is takeoff no blue, takeoff runway is 19 confirm. Cabin crew are advised, TCAS is TARA and engine mode selector is normal. Packs are on. Okay, so before start checklist completed. Fantastic, let's get going. Alright. Make sure we're not taxiing too fast here, I don't want to scare you guys in the back. I definitely could have taken this turn a bit wider and made this a bit easier for myself, but never mind. No, don't go on the grass. Don't go on the grass. You get marked down. You get marked down if you go on the grass. Remember, we've got passengers who are marking us. All right, nearly there. So takeoff before start takeoff checklist is completed. Fuzz 11 taking off runway 19, Vilnius. Alright, I'm not sure if that was a really wise thing to say there. I don't think I said it in quite the correct format, but we've got our lights on and let's get going here. So up to 50% on the throttles and then up to flex. So Manflex 66 SRS runway. Auto throttle is blue and armed. 100 knots, 120 and rotates. Gear up. That was a very, very short takeoff roll. Laps up. We're gaining speed so quickly because we're so light today with only 9 passengers. Alright, leave a climb. Disarm the ground spoilers and put our nose down. Okay, let's activate the autopilot. Just want to check actually. Oh, I can't go back to that phase, can I? I did just want to check at what our transition altitude was. Sorry, not our transition, our thrust reduction acceleration altitude was set to, but... Alright, beautiful departure. Beautiful, nice and easy, chilled out. There's our departure runway. We are looking good. There we go. I've refreshed the overlay at the top now, so it should give us some better information. I'm not sure if it was working properly before. Alright, so standard pressure now. We're passing through the transition altitude, and we can turn our landing lights off. And our nose lights can come off as well. Seatbelt signs can come off as well. We're about to pass through 10,000 feet. Oh, look at that light. Beautiful. I love this livery. I don't know what's going on here though. You see this where you zoom in and out and it's doing this. Definitely didn't used to do that. I think it's a level of detail thing, depending on how close you are to an object. Okay, these guys want to put the seatbelts on. You guys are not that good with the turbulence, are you? Alright, let's go back over here now. Alright, and we're on our way. So let's have a look here. What have I missed? Love the videos. Do you have your PC spec anywhere, and where you bought your joystick and throttle from? So I can't actually remember where I got them both from. I think I got the throttle from I actually can't remember at all. Obviously they're pretty difficult to find in stock at the moment, so I essentially just found anywhere that had it in stock and I got it from there. So I can't actually remember, to be quite honest with you, but there's a lot of stockists online, so yeah, just have a look around and I'm sure you'll be able to find one relatively, well, I say relatively easily, but you should be able to find one if you have a good look. And my PC spec, I don't actually have that, to be honest, on my Facebook, but I can paste it into the chat for you. I can paste it into the chat. Right. Do. Alright, the peripherals on it aren't super up to date, but hopefully this gives you a good idea. I bet the formatting's going to be terrible though. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully that gives you an idea. No worries at all. No worries, Richard. Alright. So, very short flight this one, so we'll probably need to start descending soon. Oh, look at that below us with the snow. Nice. Let's have a look. Alright, so Sanj is... sorry, I'm just looking at our arrival here. 1 second. Oof, look at that out the window there. Beautiful. It felt a weird takeoff as what you usually do because the plane was parked weird and it just throws it all out of sync. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's very strange. What GPU settings are you using? All high or custom? I'm using a custom, custom GPU, custom settings. Mainly because obviously I'm streaming the game as well, so I kind of need to balance my resources on my computer a little bit better than your average, simmer. Alright, so let's just jump on over to our flight bag real quick and we'll just have a quick look at our arrival procedure here. So we are going to be coming in via we're going to come in TWOC and then we're going to make our way down TWOC 1 Charlie, max 220 knots at this waypoint right here, so we'll need to bear that in mind. And then we're going to aim for 5,000 feet at B Hull, and then depending on how we're doing on the descent, I mean, we should be at 5,000 feet at this point. If we're not for whatever reason, then we might have to do this full route around, but if we are doing good, then we'll just skip straight across to Sanj at 3,000 feet, and then we're going to make our way down onto the ILS, which is this chart right here, and yeah, basically just pretty straightforward 3-degree glide slope. Coming in at Sanj at mandatory 3,000 feet, over to Zifsa on level flight, and then over to DME 7.7 for IVX at level flight again, and then making our way down on to the ILS. Pretty simple and straightforward. Let's just pin that. And then I'll just get a taxi chart as well. So our airport briefing is here, and we are going to be landing on, see, there's 2 runways on here, but in the game it doesn't think there's 2, so that's a bit weird. We're going to come on 13 right. We'll probably exit at maybe Foxtrot if we're lucky, but probably Lima, and then we'll come off Lima, up Lima, and then down. We'll come and park at the main terminal here, so we'll come up Lima, then probably onto Foxtrot, then Echo, Lima, Foxtrot, and then onto Delta, and we'll come into Victor and park one of these here. Let's say stand 11. Alright, great stuff, cool. So let's switch on back over here then for you guys, and we'll probably need to descend pretty much now, I reckon. I've probably missed my descent point, to be honest. Let's check the flight plan. We've got 85 miles to go. We're at flight level 230. We need about 70 miles actually, so we're good. Let's just start descending now, just because I'm a little bit afraid that the airport is at elevation. Airport elevation is 600 feet. Okay, so it's not too bad, but we started descending a bit early. Minsk, traffic, Fuzz 11 at top of descent, descending for runway 13 right. George says, sorry, excuse my lack of knowledge, but what is this? Are you flying to a different country in a game? Is it taking the same amount of time as it would in real life? George, yeah, it is indeed. It's taking the same amount of time for sure. It is Microsoft Flight Simulator. And yeah, we're basically just making our way across from, I forget the name actually. It says at the top here, if you look here. Not sure why it says unknown aircraft, but yeah, we're basically flying into Minsk from, I can't actually remember, I've totally forgotten already, from Vilnius in, I believe, Slovenia. So a very short flight, this one. Okay, what is with this descent rate? What the dickens? Wow, okay. Why is it targeting that speed all of a sudden? I'm confused. Anyway, that's not going to be too much of an issue for us, because we do need to be at 5,000 feet at B-Hall here, so we've only got 20 miles to get down to 5,000 feet, so let's say, yeah, we definitely need to descend a little bit quicker. After watching you, I really want the sim, but as someone with no clue how good is it at explaining everything to get skills to do everything manually? I'm not gonna lie, there's not much in the game that actually teach you how to do stuff, to be honest, in terms of systems and things like that. So there's a lot of self-learning you have to do. So yeah, I mean, it depends on how much you want to do yourself, really. But it's a great experience. Just depends how interested you are in going through the steps to learn the systems and whatnot. So yeah, it all depends. Paul, the airport is Minsk in Belarus. It says at the top here. Cross, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. How you doing, mate? Well, good to see you in the chat again. I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you for asking. Is there a ground school built into the new flight sim like previous flight sims? Not really. They do. There's a bit of a ground school sort of for the Cessna 152, and it teaches you how to do a landing and approach in the A320, but that's it, really. It's very, very basic. Very basic. I mean, they might add more in the future. You never know. They did add the A320 lessons in. So, yeah, we'll have to see. But there isn't anything that's super in-depth. All right, so passing through 10,000 feet. Let's turn the landing lights on. And we can turn the nose lights on, ready for when we bring the gear down. Okay, so going back to normal pressure as we're passing through the transition altitude. Actually, no, the transition altitude here is, well, yeah, it's 6,000, but we're going to be, we've directed our plane to go below it, so let's continue on. I'll extend the spoilers for a little bit, just so we can get down a little bit quicker as We're probably going to miss our waypoint restriction here, unfortunately, but I don't think that's going to be the end of the world. In fact, no, we might just make it, actually. Forgot to put seatbelts on. It's a bit early for seatbelts just yet. You reckon you could do a real live takeoff yet? I don't know, mate, to be honest with you. I don't know. Alright, here we are. Looking beautiful here in Minsk. Plenty of snow about. Okay, so let's set auto brake low for the arrival. And let's start getting ready for landing here. So I'm going to set this to 3000. And I'm going to turn on heading mode, and I'm just going to vector ourselves a little bit to the right here. So let's go about 40 degrees. Going to extend the speed brakes just for a moment here to make sure we're slowing down nice and quick. Wasn't paying attention there. We passed through the decel point. Who's made the skin for the plane? I made it myself, dude. FPS, I'm not actually sure. Let's see. 35 FPS at the moment, roughly. Turn on our landing system so we can get some distance info once we get a bit closer here. And let's turn ourselves on to... Why is it doing this? There's something weird with the speed on this thing at the moment. So we're just going to keep it to that, and then we're going to turn ourselves on an intercept for the ILS. So we'll go for, I don't know, probably 110 maybe. Minsk traffic, Fuzz 11 on approach for runway 13 right. Alright, so we're going to do a bit of level flight for a while here while we intercept the ILS. Let's turn the seatbelt signs on. Alright, so we've got the localizer coming in now. Let's hit loc, and we'll get established on the localizer. Hope all is well, Lack. Haven't been able to catch the start of your streams yet. Is this your last flight today? No, we just started, literally just started. So, yeah, this is the first flight. But welcome back, Lack. Welcome back to the chat. Good to see you again. What is going on here? Why is it flying so far to the right of the localizer? I mean, we have got quite a crosswind here. We should be good, I think. Love Gog's comment, if you was on a plane that needed passengers to land the plane like in the movies, would you take the opportunity, and do you think you'd have the knowledge from flight sim? Potentially. If it was good weather, I would probably be quite confident, I imagine, but if there was heavy crosswinds and all sorts of crazy weather going on, maybe not. I don't know. Alright, let's go flaps 1. Arm our speed brakes. We've got no distance information here actually, so I'm going to use a VOR for distance. So let's go into here and go for MNS into VOR. And we need to put our destination data in. We're a bit slow on the uptake there, so let's just quickly get the METAR. I don't really have time to get an ATIS, unfortunately. So winds. Oh god. Well, we're at 0 degrees. QNH is 1007. Transition we're already through, which is 6,000. Minimums are 839. We've got variable wind, so I'm going to leave that off. Alright, and we can probably go back to manage speed now as we are through the... I'm not sure what was going on before with the speed, but let's just go back to manage speed now, and we'll go for flaps 2. We'll turn on our VOR display. We can see we're 13 miles away approximately from the airport. Obviously this VOR is not located at the runway threshold, so realistically we're probably a bit closer than that, but not too much. Flaps 2, maybe a bit early there, but yeah, we're looking good. Still waiting for the glide slope to come down. It should come down as we approach this FF13 Romeo waypoint. All right, our ATC talking back. No, I'm actually on a Unicom channel, so there's no controller on at the moment. It's just basically a send-only channel, I suppose you can call it. Wow, it's getting extremely bright in here today. Alright, so as you can see, the glide slope is starting to come down as we get closer to this waypoint. Passengers are 95% satisfied. We are absolutely chilling. Look at all 9 of you sat on this aircraft. Alright. So we've got a pretty solid... I mean, it's like a cross tailwind, isn't it? We should have gone for a different runway, really. But I wasn't really focusing, was I? Alright, approach mode as the glide slope comes down. And that should capture the glide slope. There we go. So that's glide slope capture. So we'll go flaps 3. 7 miles to go. So we want to be about 170 knots at this point. Which we're well below. So not too much to worry about there. As you reduce the flaps in the Airbus, it does use manage speed mode to slow yourself down. Basically to the next speed for flaps. So nice and easy there. Let's do our landing checklist. So cabin crew are advised. Let's just actually advise them. Seats for landing there. Auto throttle is speed. Auto brake is low. And ECAM memo is, well, it's going to be landing no blue momentarily. So let's go for flaps full. Landing gear down. And advise the cabin. So that's landing no blue. So that's the landing checklist complete. We're configured a little bit early here, but we do have a bit of a tailwind, so that's fine. All right. How's the weather down south? Down south of where? All right, so let's try and do this landing then. I'm going to try and take over manual control here. We've got a bit of a nasty crosswind, so this might be quite difficult, but let's give it a try. All right, so autopilot is disengaged. And we're going to try and hold this crab angle here, and basically we've just got to try and keep the runway nice and straight in our vision, even though we're pointed off to the right here. Basically, we're just going to look at the front and the start and the end, basically the threshold and the far end of the runway. And we're going to try and keep those two aligned in the window. And we're also looking at the PAPIs as well for our height. We can also use the localizer and glide slope indications for our vertical and lateral guidance. So I've actually, as I'm saying that, I've just gone totally off. So I'm just going to slowly bring ourselves back over. Lift the nose a bit, and there we go. We're coming on back onto the lateral profile. So we're just a little bit low, but there we go. So we're back onto the vertical profile here. Not sure why the auto throttle is targeting such a slow speed, but hey-ho. Not really looking at my instruments too much, just trying to keep my eye on the runway. Nice and slow though, with such a light weight, it's actually really quite easy to control in a crosswind compared to when you're a bit heavier, which does make sense actually. Alright, so just going to get that nose down now so we can continue on this glide slope. Ooh, look at this runway. It's like white concrete. Or is that snow?
40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
And there we go. We are down. Reverse idle. Wow, apparently I landed at 0 feet per minute. That's not right. Alright, so it looks like we are going to get off here at the earlier turn-off point. So we'll come off here at Foxtrot, which is a bit of a slower, bit of a manual braking, and let's get going. Yeah, so a bit of a quicker taxi here, so we're going to go straight on to Foxtrot. Fuzz, Minsk traffic, Fuzz 11, taxiing to gate 11. I don't think there's anyone here, so but we'll just say it anyway, just to be prudent. Alright, so lots of snow here in Minsk. Not sure if the taxiways are correct here. So I'm just going to go straight forwards here and then take a left. We'll put our spoilers down. I'll bring all our flaps up as well. Yeah, this snow looks very weird on this texture. I suppose it's white. This is supposed to be snowy, but this guy in his truck can, he's going to regret his mistakes right now. Beautiful day here in Minsk, though. Absolutely stunning weather. Nice and sunny. Let's taxi on down here. I think this is gate 11 where this TAP is parked, but let's go down to the one next to it. Oh god, the taxi lines are all over the shop here. Is this going to crash again? Hopefully not. I mean, well, it didn't crash, did it? But I spent like nearly all day yesterday actually trying to optimize my PC and just try and make sure that I had no unnecessary processes and whatnot going. So yeah, hopefully we shouldn't ever get a crash again, really. All right, so here we are at the gate. We do have external power, so let's crack that on real quick and turn off the engines. So that's engine 1 and 2 off. I should have started the APU really, but never mind. Let's turn the seatbelt signs off and runway turn off lights. These should have all come off really a bit earlier. But I I don't know. Never mind. It's all good. All right. So let's call for a jetway. All right, and we should be able to open the doors momentarily once the jetway is connected. Wet and horrible in Hampshire, unfortunate. Yeah, it's very, very wet up here in the north of England as well. Yeah, exactly, Stuart. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the most reassuring thing to hear as a passenger, but I suppose it's probably better than nobody flying the aircraft, I suppose, right? Better than someone who has zero clue. I mean, you would also be on with You'd also be on with ATC, who would be able to help guide you as well, so I don't think it would be too bad, to be quite honest, you know? Alright, so let's start the deboarding. I'm not sure how I got 0 feet per minute. I've literally never got that before. That's very, very... very soft landing, isn't it? Let's see what it says on Volanta. First time I've used this. Let's see. So flights. Let's see what information it records here. Records the fuel burn, the distance, flight time, passengers NA apparently. Alright. Not that much info, really. Fair enough. That is our flight path there, though. That's quite a nice little depiction. And I think it's actually 3D, this app. So if I right click, yeah, you can see the 3D kind of flight path that we took, which is quite cool. All right, let's close that down. Alright guys, just while it's deboarding here and in turnaround mode, I am just going to nip to the toilet. I'm absolutely dying for a wee. I won't be a sec. All right. All right, so essentially what we're going to do here is we're literally just going to do a bit of a turnaround scenario. So we are going to basically just turn around the aircraft here, and we'll set off on to our next destination without any further ado. All right. Stream is very quiet today, isn't it? I wonder why that is. That's interesting. It's because I haven't set that I'm playing a game. I think it might be that, actually. Microsoft Flight Simulator. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. I guess it just really shows who the real fans are, who are who've got the notifications on, etc. Just try to see whether these buttons work with whether these buttons work properly with vPilot. But it seems to work well. But oh no, it does. It works nicely, actually. Very nice. Okay, cool. Hashtag Team Fuzzy. Yeah, man. You guys are the real ones. You know, the real. I don't know what the word is. Yeah, I don't know what the word is. I'm sorry, guys. Right, so let's go over to SimBrief, and we'll set up our next flight. So create new flights. So we're going to be Fuzz 12, and we're going to depart from our current location, which is Uniform Mike Sierra, and we're going to be arriving at, so let's see whereabouts we are in the world. That is Iceland. Oh, okay, that's the wrong calendar. That was my plan when I went to Iceland on holiday. So we are in Minsk, which is here. So we're going to go to Kiev next, which is obviously in the Ukraine down there. And we'll get to Kiev Airport ICAO. Okay. Borispil is the one we want. So that's UKBB. Let's go fly by wire. And how many viewers have we got now? Let's see. How many passengers are we going to take with us? The 3 on Twitch and 12 on Facebook, so we'll go for 15 in total, and we will generate the flight plan here. Any planning flights to Arlanda, Stockholm? We've done Arlanda in Stockholm actually previously on this European tour. So we did that actually a bit earlier on in the tour, unfortunately. So probably not today, but I'll write it down on my list, and maybe we could do maybe do another flight there, just separately in the near future. Yeah, I'm down for it for sure. I think there's been a new airport scenery released as well for Arlanda, so that'd be an interesting one. All right, so while we're at it, we'll pre-file and go for VATSIM here. And fuzz 12, and then we'll just put in our remarks here. Call sign fuzzy MSFS cannot do auto. Well, we'll just leave that MSFS. All right, cool. And I think that's everything we need. So flight plan there. And that is now filed. So we'll close that off, and we'll close that off. All right, so let's just do a quick disconnect. Let's reconnect with our new call sign, fuzz 12. Alright, so we're now reconnected to VATSIM, so let's just get this aircraft fully cleaned up, and we'll do a turnaround here. Is SimBrief free to use? Yes, it is indeed. Epic website. Definitely check it out. It's so bright in here today, it's actually crazy. Sun's out for the first time in forever. There we go. Bit better. That's not the right one. That's not the right one either. Sorry, I've muddled about with various different bits and bats over the weekend, so yeah, just making sure everything is set up properly. Alright, so I'm not sure when this overlay actually changes. Let's just refresh it. There we go. Cool, so you have to refresh it manually, unfortunately. Fresh browser when seeing some comes active. I'll try that one. There we go. Okay, cool. So let's get this aircraft turned around then. So in a turnaround, now I'm not sure on the exact procedures, but let's turn the anti-ice off. You would have the external power on, and you would probably have the APU on as well, I reckon. Obviously, you keep your beacon lights, you keep your nav lights on and your beacon lights off. Everything else can just be kind of left as it is, which is quite nice. And someone stuck a nice little sticker on the top panel here. Here in Stockholm it's cloudy and cold, 4 degrees Celsius. Feels like 1 degrees. Yeah, very cold, man. I think it's about 3 here in the UK today. It might be a bit warmer now outside because the sun's come out. And let's see what temperature it is here in Minsk. It's a straight 0 degrees here in Minsk. And just before we turn around as well, let's have a look at our grading for today. So we scheduled our flight, departed on time, and it arrived early. So that was pretty good. Look at our block time. Off blocks at 34. 12:55 was our scheduled departure. So that was nice. Off blocks, on blocks, quarter of an hour early. So that was quite nice. Not sure what happened here with the landing. Apparently we, had a 0 feet per minute landing, which is new. And we had a G-force minimum of 0 G. Apparently at some point in the flight it was 0 Gs in the cabin. Interesting. There was some weird stuff going on with the autopilot, I'm not going to lie. I might have to do manual controls with the speed and whatnot. on our next flight. So we'll do that. And yeah, so let's click Start New Flight. And we can import that from SimBrief here. And we're going to change to Wi-Fi. It's not really usual that you have movie screens on an A320, so let's keep it realistic. Let's go FUZZAIR here. And we've got our 15 passengers on board, all our viewers in the chat. 13:55 departure time is fine, so let's start the flight. Alright, so our jetway is still connected nicely, so let's just say we're ready for boarding straight away. And we'll start the... Actually, we probably shouldn't have done that. I keep forgetting there's only 14 passengers. We've still got cargo loading to go on as well. So... Alright, let's minimize that for now and get everything set up. So our QNH is obviously correctly set already. Let's look at our departure route here from Minsk. Alright, tell you what I'm going to do is I am going to go into self-loading cargo and just turn off the boarding music. I can still hear it for some reason. There we go. Just because it's on the default sound pack, it's kind of rubbish. We'll just play our own music. Seeing as though this is FUZZAIR, you know, I'm the DJ up in here, so. Okie dokie. Just gonna open our charts list and just get our stuff noted down here. So we're going to depart directly out of where we are currently. Hang on, let me just complete this flight. Alright, okay, so we're departing direct out to Tivan, and then straight across, yeah, pretty much just a direct route along airways, and then there's no actual arrival procedure that is chosen for us here on SimBrief. So we're just going to open the approaches list, and I will just jump over to this camera and I'll bring you guys over so you can see what I'm seeing. Let's see. Can you quickly explain how SimBrief correlates to the simulator? Well, it doesn't really. It basically just generates a flight plan based on a realistic routing. So it'll take into account the weather and also real life routes that you can take for various different, routings, and it'll give you a route based on that information. It'll assign you runways, obviously, and it'll also, you can set it to automatically assign loading for the aircraft as well. So like payload and fuel. So it works all that out for you, and it gives you it so it's realistic and makes sense. And yeah, that's it really. And then you can obviously input that manually, or depending on what aircraft you fly in, it has, for example, this A320 we're flying today has SimBrief integration, so you can literally just take the flight plan and put it straight over into the aircraft, which we're going to do momentarily. But we'll just get everything sorted here. So, as we said earlier, we're parked here on apron 2 at the terminal building for our airport here. We're going to take off on 13 left, apparently over here. Let me just have a quick look at that, actually. Let's go back over here. And let's have a quick look outside of the aircraft. So there's where we landed, which is 13 right. Now then. I need to get my controller to control the drone, don't I? Let's see if this runway does actually exist. No, it doesn't. Look at that. So there should be another runway over here. But it isn't here for whatever reason. That's a bit weird, isn't it? I wonder if actually you can actually see it on this. You can't even see it really on the satellite imagery, can you? Although there is a bit of snow about, so. Interesting. Fair enough. All right. So we're going to set off then from runway 13. We're going to use 13 right, obviously 13 left. For some reason, it doesn't exist in the sim. And yeah, let's get things set up then. So, very cool tool. Desperate to get the sim. Yeah, dude. It's it's a great tool, the sim brief. Yeah, I really like it. And yeah, well, scenery looking absolutely amazing in the snow. All right, so here we are at the terminal building. So we're going to basically just taxi back out. We'll turn to the northwest and we'll basically taxi on down this taxiway here, which is Delta. We'll turn left, still on Delta, and then up on Alpha to the runway, and then Alpha 1 for takeoff. Looks like this here is 109A. It's this little bit. There's a little parking spot here at the top of the runway. Okay, fair enough. So yep, that's where we're going to taxi, and then we're going to take off from 13 right here, taking off to the southeast, and we're going to depart direct to our next waypoint. So there's no chart for the departure, and then we are going to just follow this routing here across to Kiev. We're going to go direct to our approach, which is going to be 18 left, so let's bring up the chart for that. Let's do ILS 18 left, and that's going to bring us in basically straight from the north, heading down and then onto the ILS. Pretty straightforward, really. Let's just pin that chart, and then we'll look at our airport briefing here. So let's have a look. So we're going to come in on 18 left here. So we'll probably depart the runway at Alpha 4 here. And I'm not sure really where we want to be in terms of parking. Looks like this may be a terminal up here. So C, where does that say? C109C, which is this one. So that's Terminal Delta. Where else have we got? So we've got Terminal Bravo at the bottom here, and then Terminal Delta there. So I don't know. I think Terminal Delta maybe. Let's go there. So we'll come off at Alpha 4, and then take a right up Bravo, and then Charlie 4. Charlie 4 here, and then up and on to maybe what? Just straight into stand 11 again. Alright, hopefully that all is making sense to everybody. Let's jump back over to the aircraft and we'll get things reinitialized here. So, first we'll need to jump over to our MCDU menu and then to our ATSU. And we'll jump on to AOC and init. So if we hit this init data request, that's going to pull our flight plan down from SimBrief and give us our timings here. So this, I think, times. I think this doors is actually from our previous flight. Anyway, let's get the performance, weight, and balance. So let's load on our fuel. Let's make sure that's correct. So that is correct. Let's load that, and then we'll load our payload. Let's just check that against our flight plan here. So payload is 1.6, so that's fine. And then our block fuel is 4.8, should be. 4.9, yeah. Okay, that's fine. And then zero fuel weight, 42. There we go, that's good. Takeoff weight 47, which is our gross weight there. So that is looking good. So that's all sorted. Let's jump on straight over to our init page. We obviously know our database is already correct. We'll request that information, so that's going to overwrite this previous. Oh, it's already put it in. No, it hasn't. It's put the from to in. And the alternate, the flight number, it's put that in as well. It's not chosen the correct cruise, so we'll set that to 370. Cost index is 5. Wait, format error. Let's see if we can clear that. 370. Format error. Does that need to be FL370? Format error. That's a bit strange. Slash, I'm just going to put that in. See if it works. Out of range. Let's just get the temperature off our flight plan and just we'll just throw that in there. -72. Entry out of range. Right. Not sure what's going on there. 370 slash -72. Out of range still. I don't know what's going on there, guys. I think it's bugged a bit. Which is a bit annoying, really, because the aircraft won't know when we're at a cruise, so let's try do... Can we clear this? No. Let's just do that again. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. That's a bit weird. I've never had that happen before. Let's put our new weights in anyway. 4.8 is the same. And Trip wind is going to be a slight headwind of 7. In fact, we shouldn't really be doing this just yet. We should just check in the flight plan first. So the flight plan is looking correct. Don't need to worry about any SIDS and stars. We'll just put in our arrival for 18 left on the ILS. It should be pretty straightforward. Let's insert that. RadNav, let's check that against our charts. So 113.30. I'm going to put in the Boryspil VOR, so that's BRP, sorry, on the VOR. And then we can get a bit of DME information once we get a bit closer for the ILS, just in case that one doesn't have DME. Which I don't think it does, so that's fine. So RadNav is set, and then we'll go to... This is when you should normally go to this init-B page. So that's done. Performance. Oh, this is not good. Yeah, I don't know what's happened here. The flight computer is... Is there a way to restart this? Options. I think it's ballsed up, guys. I think we might have to just load in again, unfortunately, which is a bit sad. Yeah, it's this performance page. We need that to be on the takeoff page. And currently you can't actually change that. So it's back on the takeoff phase. I'm not sure what's happened there. I thought you could just put in a new flight plan. Alright. Let's just... we'll close self-loading cargo so it kind of saves the flights. And then we'll just have to go back to the main menu and load back in. Unfortunately. Which is a bit of a strange one. I thought you could quite easily just do that, but hey ho. Alright, let's get loaded back in where we left off, which was... It was one of these two, wasn't it? I think it was maybe gate 10. Let's make sure everything is set up. Alright, let's load straight back in. Nice and quick, nice and easy. Patrick, is the self-loading cargo add-on free too? No, it's not. No, you have to pay for self-loading cargo. Ah, Leif got it as well. Nice. Nice cop, mate. Nice cop. Alright, it's getting quite dark here in Minsk, isn't it? Sun is setting. Oh, it looks so nice with the snow. Beautiful. What have we got over there? We've got a Norwegian and a Lufthansa over there. Alright, let's just... Let's take it back to the beginning then. So batteries on, external power on, nav lights on, integrals on as well. These can come on. Right. Alright, let's just quickly set this up and then we can get underway here. So, basically just do everything that I just did just now again. So we're going to load in the fuel, load on the payload, and I'm actually just going to go to the menu here, and while we're here, I'm just going to set this to fast, just so it's a bit quicker than normal. And just going to click those off and then click them back on. We'll start the APU as well, so we are ready to go. Fuel pumps on as well. How would a 1080 Ti hold up on the GPU side of the game? Pretty good, I think. Yeah, pretty good. You're so grateful. Well, dude, it's an absolute pleasure, mate. I'm so happy that I can just, you know, share things like that with people. You know, yeah, I love being able to share all the details with people. So yeah, I'm glad it's helped a few people, and it's glad it gives some people some enjoyment. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm very pleased. It's not an expensive add-on, so I think for what you get from it, it's pretty reasonable. Alright, and let's just stick that headwind in as well, and then our perf page, and then we're good to go. Bit too many sixes there. Transition is 6,000, I believe. These speeds are nice and low again because of the low weights we've got here on our aircraft today. And let's get these set up. Okay, all the lights on. Let's speak to the in-game ATIS and just get the pressure reading. Make sure we're connected again on VATSIM. Set speed brakes 290.74. Alright, that's set, and then we can set our integral lights. We'll turn those up. Cruise is 370, so we'll set that. Remember to click that down because you have to do that now for some reason. I'm not sure why you didn't have to do that before. Our APU is on. Let's turn off the external power. And we shall turn the seatbelt signs on, and we'll get self-loading cargo booted back up. That should hopefully just continue us on where we last left off. Yeah, it's going to do this again, isn't it? It did this to me the other day, where it just doesn't reload the save. It's so weird. And watch what happens now if I reload it again. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but look at this. It's not even... It's like lagging like crazy. I'll just have to exit. And then I think if I close down FSUI PC7, and then maybe reopen it, and then reopen self-loading cargo, and then I imagine what's going to happen is it's just going to, well, it's going to work, but it's not going to bring my save back. Oh well. Okay, it was only 15 passengers anyway, so let's import that. We're definitely running late now, so I'm going to add 15 minutes onto this. No fault of our own. FUZZAIR. Start flights. Let's get the jetway connected. Ready for boarding. APU bleed on. Let's set our VHF2 to 122.8 for Unicom. We'll start the boarding. It should only take a couple of seconds here. All right, that the APU is so loud now. All right, let's turn the beacon light on and let's just run our startup checklists. So before start checklist is cockpit prep is complete. Gear pins and covers are removed. Signs are on and auto. Adheres are nav. Fuel quantity is 4.8 tons. And set takeoff data is set. Barrel ref is 1007. Set windows and doors are closed. Beacon is on. Thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is set. All right, so that's before start checklist completed. Let's get ready for pushback. Alright, I'm just going to turn the music down a bit now that we're going to get pushback. And we'll just minimize that. Request pushback.
Pushback request confirmed.
Alright, let's get this guy around. Turn engine mode selector to start. As you can see, it gets a lot quieter in the cockpit because it's actually turning the packs off, I believe. If we have a look on the bleed page, it's actually turning these valves. I think that's the valve right there. I'm not sure if it's modeled actually. I know these temperatures are modeled, but yeah, that's not actually doing anything, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's modeled, but basically by turning the engine mode selector to ignition start, you're directing all the bleed air to the engines, so obviously it starts up. So the bleed air comes really quiet then. Okay, so flight deck to ground.
Good afternoon. Yes, everything is ready down here, so please release the brakes.
Brakes released.
And off we go.
Alright, I should really announce on Unicom, but I have a feeling it's going to interfere with this guy, so I'm not going to say anything for now.
You are cleared to start the engines now.
Okay, so cleared to start the engine. So engine 2 starts. Turn left.
Start turning left.
Turn right.
Okay, start turning right.
That's not very tight turn, is it really? Stop, pushback.
Okay, tell when the parking brakes are set.
Brakes set.
Fine, Captain. Pushback pins are removed. Now it's your turn. See you again.
Love the view out of this livery. I don't know why. It just has this unique colouring that you don't really see. All right. There's a PTU and engine 1 starts. Not sure why it says unknown aircraft on the overlay here. I wonder if that's ever going to be fixed. $12.99, really good for what you get out of it. Looks like it makes the game even more enjoyable. Yeah, it's worth it, I think. I mean, it's a nice little little change, to be honest, just from flying without. You know, when you're flying in cruise, there's not that much to do really. So having the add-on, it kind of gives you a little bit extra. So yeah, it's great. I think it's really good and definitely worth the £13. And it's still in development, so you know it's going to be improved a lot, which should be nice. Okay, beautiful. Sun's going down here in Minsk. That sounds like 2 good engine starts. So let's have a look here. It is indeed. They're both stabilized and ready to rock. All right. Let's set our predictive wind shear and our weather radar. Transponder auto. TCAS to TARA. Now, I'm not sure actually if THRT. Oh, I see. So THRT basically means that it won't show any aircraft on the display, but it will give you an audible alert. Which, I mean, I suppose TCAS doesn't really work in this aircraft anyway, so I don't know why I bother with it, but let's go engine mode selector back to normal. We shall go for... We'll go for a flaps 1. And that aircraft got lights on it. It actually does, yeah. It just moved as well. Interesting. Is that another player? Let's see. Where are we? I've completely forgotten. We're at Minsk. Minsk is UMMS. Oh, it is another player. Well. No, it's not. I don't know why it's got lights on then. Interesting. Alright, they actually have a tower and an arrival controller on at the airport we're flying to. The tower and approach controller, so we should get some ATC on our way in here, which is going to be cool. Philip, thank you very much for the follow on Facebook. I hope you're well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so Minsk traffic, Fuzz 12 taxiing to runway 13 right. Alright, so that's parking brake released, and let's get underway here. So runway turn off light on and taxi light on as well. APU can come off now as well. Alright, so after start checklist, I should have done this before I started moving really. Anti-ice is on. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim is not set. Need to go to an 30 again. So there we go. Just make sure we're not going too quick here. Rudder trim is 0. And we'll do our before takeoff checklist as we get to our hold short position. What add-ons will you? What add-ons will I be getting next? I have no idea, to be honest. I mean, I think for me, the next add-on I'll probably get is the CRJ 700 when it comes out by Aerosoft. But I'm not sure when that's going to be yet. And among that, I'll probably get some airports as well, but we'll see. We shall see. Alright, let's make sure we're not taxiing too quick. Don't want to scare the passengers now. Hey, Matthew. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you for the 50 stars. You're an absolute legend. Very generous. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, Matthew. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, doing well. Doing well. All right. So here we are at 13 right. So let's just nip around this corner and then we can hold short. I don't think there's actually a hold short marker on the ground. It's probably just not being put in there by the AI. But we'll hold short. We'll hold short here and just finish off our startup prep. So let's do a flight control check. So full left, full right, neutral. Full up, full down, neutral, rudder full left, full right, neutral. So those flight controls are checked. Before takeoff checklist, flight controls are checked, flight instruments are checked, briefing is confirmed, flap setting is 1+F. Takeoff speeds are 121, 122, and 126. ATC is set. Takeoff checklist is takeoff no blue. Takeoff runway is 13 right. Cabin crew is advised. TCAS is TARA. Engine mode selector is normal. Packs are on. Alright, so that's before takeoff checklist completed. Let's do one, guys. Alright, so let's get ourselves onto the runway. Let's turn our strobe lights on. Landing lights on as well. Just put all the lights on, really. Seats for takeoff has already been done. And yeah, we're good to go, guys. Let's get underway here. Fuzzy 12, runway 13 right, taking off. Alright, okay, so I think SimBrief is assigning us the wrong runways here. Oh no, that's good. We've got a little bit of a headwind component there, so that's fine. A little bit of a crosswind though, so not... Yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind. Coming from the right, and then that's going to translate into a tailwind once we have departed. Alright, so hold the aircraft on the brakes. Throttles up to 50%. Stabilized, brakes released, and up to flex. So, Manflex 66 SRS runway auto throttled is armed and blue. 100 knots, releasing the side stick, and V1 rotate. Gear up. All right. So as soon as we get past the runway, then we'll start our left turn. I really don't know how you would know how far you are over the runway in real life. Lever climb. So we're going to reduce the throttles to climb and accelerate by putting the nose down. We are we're past the runway now, so let's take a left turn and continue our climb. Alright, so that's autopilot set. We can now disarm the speed brakes. Yeah. We're going, guys. Beautiful. Look at this light. Stunning. Beautiful. Love it. Live weather, live time, so it's absolutely beautiful day here in Minsk. Okay, so transition altitude 6,000 feet, so back to standard pressure. When you buy an add-on, does it load direct into Microsoft Sim? No, it does not. You have to put it into a folder called your community folder for it to work within the Sim. It's not difficult to find or do, though. It's pretty simple, really. Yeah, Sim looks amazing, doesn't it? The light is just, yeah, really, really nice. Especially when you get conditions like this. It's just fantastic. Look at like the little light, fluffy clouds all being illuminated by the low sun. Yeah, it's great. I actually put like PBR, what's called PBR textures on this aircraft as well, on this livery, so it's all nice and glossy and shiny, and it just looks really nice. And the tail fin there. Yeah, it looks great. It looks absolutely amazing. Just checking out what this overlay actually says. This new overlay at the top of the screen. It's the first time I've really used this overlay, so I'm just trying to see what information it provides. It's pretty cool though. I like the way it scrolls through the information rather than just being on the screen all the time. So let's face it, you don't need to see all the information all the time. Feels a little bit cleaner. Did I make the livery myself? Yes, I did, yeah. Yeah, it took me many, many hours to create it. It's very difficult to create a livery in this sim, I think, but... yeah. Worked out okay in the end. Fuzzy 12 is airborne and climbing flight level 370. Alright, let's just check on the VATSIM menu here, on the map, not menu, and just see. Course, we should have some controllers on where we're landing. Unless they've logged off. No, still got 2 controllers on. Well, we've got 1 on. We've got the tower controller on, and that's it. How long is this hop? Not too long, really. Should say the ETA at the top as it scrolls past. But 14:51 is the expected time of arrival, which is UTC time, so in about half an hour. Is there an in-flight meal service today? You got it. Coming right up. Coming right up. Oh, seatbelts are still on. My bad. Oh no, landing lights are on as well. Oh no, I'm going to get marked down for all this. No. I completely forgot. I was just relaxing. Oh dear. Yeah, I am pretty damn pleased with this livery, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think it turned out real nice. You get points reduced for that. Yeah, the passengers apparently will rate you on whether you turn the landing lights off before 10,000 feet or not. You can turn it off as an option, but yeah, they will certainly rate you on that. Alright, let's tune the ATIS anyway, seeing as though we're in range. Let's get the ATIS for Kiev, which is 126.700. Why is that coming out of my speakers? Let's try it again.
No significant change. Advise you have information, Julian. On first contact.
Wow, that's...
TN4 is latest information, Julian. 1400 VILS approach runway and use 18 left runway surface condition covered by compacted snow below 10% to a depth of 10 and braking coefficient. 50 TL110 present weather.
That's incredibly difficult to hear.
0 degrees 6 FPS. Cab OK. Temperature -2. 2.-4 QNH1017 hectopascal.
No significant change.
I wonder if it's because I'm so far away.
On first contact.
TN4 is latest information, Julian. 1400 VILS approach runway and use 1.
Anyway, let's turn that off for now. I tell you what we will do though, is we'll tune the tower frequency in here, so we've got that ready.
200 degrees 6 FPS. Cab OK. Temperature -2.
Oh god, I can't do it at this angle.
-4 QNH1017 hectopascal.
119.3.
No significant change. Advise you have information, Julian. On first contact. TS4 is latest information, Julian. 1400 VILS approach runway and use 18 left runway surface conditions covered by compacted.
Looks like they've got snow there by the sound of things. But I tell you what we can do though, is we can actually come down here. We can go into AOC and weather request. Sorry, not weather request. We can actually go to ATIS. But first, I need to actually go into our options and just set that up. Basically because I am on VATSIM now, so let's set VATSIM. And again, we'll set VATSIM here as well. And then we'll go back to the AOC ATIS arrival. Uniform Kilo Bravo Bravo is correct, and we'll send that. So we'll just wait for the message to come in now. So it'll appear here. Yolanda, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. There we go, company message. So let's look here and see what we've got. So this is the ATIS, information Juliet. Information Juliet. 1400 Zulu, so that was about 25 minutes ago. So that might get updated again in 5 minutes. ILS approach, runway in use, 18 left. Let's see. That's what we planned for. Runway surface conditions covered by compacted snow below 10% to a depth of 10 millimeters. Braking coefficient 50. 50 TL. I'm not actually sure what TL stands for. Present weather wind 200 degrees at 6 miles per second. Oh, that's an interesting. That's a new one. You don't get that in a lot of other countries. Temperature -2, dew point -4, QNH 1017. -2 degrees. And wind 200 at, I have to do a quick conversion, 6 to knots. That's 11 knots. No significant change. Advise QNH 1017 hectopascals. Okay, great stuff. Graham, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you again in the chat. Welcome, welcome. So, not got terribly far to go, really. So, this is asking us to do the destination data now. So, let's do that as we've just made a note of it. So, QNH is 1017. Temperature is -2 degrees. Winds are 200 at 11. Transition is actually something really quite strange here. It's Kiev. It's 10,010 feet, which is a new one. Don't often get that. The minimums for the ILS on 18 left is 630 feet for a Category C aircraft, which is what the Airbus is. And that's it. That's our approach information set. Alright, great stuff. 167 miles to go. We are at flight level 370. And the airport elevation is 400 and... well, the runway is 410 feet, so might as well just use 37. So we're going to need about 121 miles to descend. It would be kind of dope if the sim somehow made you communicate back with the tower. What do you mean by that, Matthew? We're actually logged on to VATSIM at the moment, so once we do get to Kiev, we will actually have a live ATC controller that we can speak to. What I'm not entirely sure of though is how early I need to contact him. Yeah, I'm not sure what the coverage area is of the approach controller. Not sure any way to find that out either, to be honest. Let's see. How do I close this one? I don't know. Let's see. Map. Right, so this is us. This is our destination. We've obviously got online ATC. We've got tower frequency. See, it doesn't show you like their range. I'll just look it up, I think. When to contact tower. I mean, usually you go to tower on final or when you actually land. So I suppose I'll probably just do the arrival and then contact him when I'm on final, I guess. All right, so 132 miles to go. Let's start our descent. We need about 120 miles really to descend, but I'm just going to give us a little bit of leeway here. So to catch the ILS, we need to be at 3,940 feet. Very specific number. So we'll set this to 3,900 and we'll press down. We'll do a vertical speed descent as well today. Yes. As you saw earlier on, it's been a little bit funky with the descent rates. So we'll just do that for now. Turn our VOR information on so we can see our mileage to the airport. Bekameva, thank you very much for the follow as well on Facebook. I hope you're well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. All right. All right. Got a very high thrust for a descent. It says thrust idle here, but yet still applying thrust. That's very weird. Let's see what happens if I do this. There's definitely some weirdness going on with this aircraft at the moment. Let's set auto brake to low anyway, and yeah, that should do it for now, I think. I'm going to turn on our dome light so it's a bit brighter in this cockpit. We need to descend a bit quicker here. So let's see, we have got 32,000 feet to descend. So let's do 32 times 3, that's 96, plus 10 is 106. Yeah, so we're right on profile, like literally right on it. So we could probably do with going a bit quicker just to get a little bit ahead of ourselves. Carsten, welcome back to the chat. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Welcome back to the chat. How's your week going? I hope you're doing well. Alright, making our way down here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I may have to make this my last flight, guys. I may have to make this my last flight. We'll see. We'll see. My partner may be stuck at work because of flooding in the area, so I might have to go pick her up. All right. Hello, Phil in New Zealand. Welcome to the chat. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. All right, so let's do 26, 246, 42, 6. 78. Alright, we're still bang on profile. Could probably do with descending a bit quicker. I don't want to be too close to our profile because we can descend quicker now because we're going quicker. But once we get to lower elevation, we won't be able to descend as quick because we'll be going a lot slower, so I want to be a little bit ahead of the curve here. Mariner, welcome back to the chat. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, I hope you are too. Should be in bed. It's 3:38 a.m. here. Holy crap, that is late. Well, what a better way to, you know, kill a bit of time if you can't sleep or whatever than to just chill and watch a stream. That's what I do. Flying a little bit off the line here. That's a bit strange. There's definitely some weirdness going on with this. Actually, no, we're not even going to our next waypoint. We're going directly to the runway. So we need to put in Tuvog, and we'll direct to that. All right, and it seems like the engines have actually throttled back now, finally. Some our ground spoilers. Yeah, doing good. Big fan of this livery. So pleased. Let's see if we can get a nice little drone shot with that sun there reflecting on the windows. Oh no, has the sun just disappeared? Oh no, the sun's gone. Oh dear. Wait, how is the sun showing on this? Oh, it's because I'm angled below it, that's why. If I go down like this. There we go. That's a bit of a weird shot, isn't it? I don't really know about that one. Storm Christoph fairly dropped some rain down there, dude. Storm Christoph. What is Storm Christoph? Is that what the weather system that's currently on the UK? Alright, let's shallow out our rate of descent here. Oh, it is. Right. You know, yeah, I haven't really, to be honest, looked at the storm forecast. I didn't know it had a name. Let's see. Yo, Phil, thank you very much for the follow on Facebook. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. I think Met Office named it, yeah. Generally, the Met Office do name them in the UK, don't they? But I just didn't realise that there was enough weather for it to warrant the warrant a name. But hey ho, here we are. Turn landing lights on now as we come into 10,000 feet. We'll turn the nose lights on as well, just for good measure. Excuse me. Mariner, I'm on VATSIM today. First time on VATSIM. I haven't spoken to any controllers yet, but... Alright, so we've passed through our transition altitude, so we'll set our QNH. And while we're on the descent here, let's just go and just make sure 1017 is the QNH. We'll just make sure the ATIS hasn't actually changed here, so we'll jump back in here. Good afternoon, Andy. Welcome back to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Paul, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. All right, so let's just wait for our company message here. So we're definitely a bit ahead of profile here. So let's just go back to a managed descent. And we should have our weather information here. So we've got our ATIS, which again, like I said, it was indeed updated. So it's now information kilo. ILS 18 left is still in use, which is what we expected. We've still got snow on the runway. Temperatures got a little bit colder. It's now -3. QNH is 1016. And the winds are 190 degrees at 6 meters per second. So that's actually slowed down a little bit. Let's convert that to knots. So 11 knots. Oh no, that's actually the same wind as before, isn't it? Alright, so let's just update our performance. 1016. It's not much of a difference though, really, is it? But let's just be prudent. -3. 190/11. And that is good to go. Alright, cool. So about 47 miles. We're definitely a bit too low here, so I'm actually going to just slow us down by a fair amount, just to really decrease this rate of descent. It's definitely flying off the line again, but hey ho. He did, he was on last night, he did get midweek madness again. Yeah, I really want to do midweek madness, to be honest. I actually watched another streamer do it the other day, and yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, man. Alright, so let's do our approach checklist. So briefing is confirmed, ECAM status is checked, landing distance is approximately 40 miles, seatbelts are as required, bar ref is set 1017, minimums are set at 630, and engine mode selector is normal. Approach checklist is completed. Right, so we're approaching our level off point. We're a little bit ahead of the descent here, but not too bad. Let's see where the aircraft is wanting to take us now. Okay, so it's going on the right path at least, which is nice. Like I say, we are a little bit low. Actually, Mariner, you'll be able to answer me this question. So, at this airport that we're flying into, there's only a tower controller online at the moment. So, whenabouts would you contact the tower controller? Would you contact them on final? I know, like, on iVow, they will send you a text message to contact them, but I don't know if they do that on VATSIM, so I just wanted to make sure. Alright, let's see what's going on self-loading cargo. Everybody's satisfied, looking good. About 10 minutes to touchdown. Stick the seatbelt signs on. Gabriel, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. You would send them a text message or something. Okay, cool. Now then, the question is, how do I do that? I just put .chat UK and BB tower. Alright, sent him a message. So you could just send a text message on the frequency, right? I just did a .chat. .chat UKBB tower on approach. Please advise when to contact. Alright, so there's the runways in front of us. We're looking for 18 left, which is right here. We've got another aircraft over there in the distance, just twinkling. Alright, we've got a message. Hello, contact me on final. Got it. Beautiful. Okay, great stuff. Great stuff. I'm just
110 present weather.
I'll just get it tuned in onto the COM1 frequency to be ready. Let's get established on the localizer. Still got quite a distance to go, 20 miles. We're flying into Kiev. Kiev, Boryspil International. Yeah, it descended a bit quick here, so we're having to fly a level flight for a bit. All right. All right. Yeah, I streamlined a lot of stuff on my PC over this last 24 hours or so to get the performance up, and it seems like Sim Toolkit is actually one of the most resource-hungry apps I'm running at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. It's like running that, but if I close that right now, my frame rate goes, oh, so nice and smooth. I suppose it's not much better, actually. Alright, so the glide slope is coming down. Let's arm the approach modes. We'll go back to manage speed and flaps 1. Yeah, it is noticeably less smooth though with Sim Toolkit on. Alright, so we've got about 15 miles for a final. Let's set go around altitude real quick. I'll just have to reload everything because I closed Sim Toolkit like a smart person. Right, so go around altitude is 3940, so we'll just put in at 4,000. And then we need to climb track 176 to begin with. So we'll set that, and then we'll just jump in here real quick and set 1,500. Oh, that doesn't work anymore. Oops. I need to put it in twice, don't I? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Right, okay, we're good. Right, let's tune this ATC. Boryspil Tower, Fuzzy 1-2, established ILS, runway 18 left.
1-2, wind 19 degrees, 6 meters per second, runway 18 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 18 left, Fuzzy 1-2. Beautiful. Just turn the music down for the final approach here. Wow, that guy's voice was very difficult to hear. It was loud, but it just sounded so distorted. What made me get into flight sim? It was really just an interest in aviation, and yeah. All right. Oh crap! I need to get configured, don't I? Flaps 2. We've got 8 miles, so I don't need to panic really. Let's get the speed brakes out just to kind of slow us down a bit quicker. This this VOR is actually located behind the runway here, so I actually have a lot less room to go than I thought. Let's just go straight to flaps full. Keep the speed brakes out as long as I can here until we hopefully get to approach speed. Oh, this is a bit scuffed. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, we'll bring the handcam up. So we're slowing down quite nicely here. I'm going to leave the speed brakes out.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Why am I getting a terrain warning?
Too low, terrain.
Oh, gear.
Too low,
Norris
terrain.
Tower, добрый вечер, Scap 4
Too low, terrain.
1 at left.
Too low, terrain.
I completely forgot about the gear.
Tower, continue approach runway 1 at left.
Continue approach runway 1 at left, Scap 1 at left.
Alright, okay, manual controls.
Minimum 200.
Minimums continue. Not sure why the aircraft just started veering to the left then. Beautiful. Reverse idle. Decel. Beautiful. Beautiful. Gotta love that. Perfect landing. Oh, gotta love what it says, perfect landing. Alright, so reverse is off. Ground spoilers are going. That's fine. Let's disarm and retract the ground spoilers. Let's get all the flaps up.
Baseball Tower, good evening. Azulair 1104, on stand 13. Request IFR clearance to Sochi, flight level 410. Information kilo on board.
Beautiful, right. Let's get off the runway. This is Alpha 4.
From November, Tango 1104, hello, Bristol Tower, standby. Scap forward 92, wind 190 degrees, 6 meters per second, runway 1 at left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 1 at left, Scap 4.
C12, taxi to stand Delta 11, white taxiway Spell and Charlie 4.
Fuzzy 1-2, taxi to Delta 1-1 by Bravo and Charlie 4. Fuzzy 1-2.
From November, Tango 1104, you are clear to destination by flight line route. Runway 18 left. Lasso 1 Zulu departure.
Alright, cool. We got our taxi instruction right, I think. Let's just work out where that is.
Is approved. Squawk 3317.
Let's just work out where that freaking parking spot is.
Approved, runway 18 left.
I'm gonna turn the audio down a little bit. Seems to be a bit loud.
Initial climbing 6,000 feet. Squawk 3317. Frequency change approved. Azulair 1104.
Delta 1-1.
It's November, Tango 1104. Consult lanes, frequency change is approved after departure.
After departure, frequency change approved. Azulair 1104.
From November, Tango 1104, read back is correct.
Oh, it must be Terminal Delta. Wait, that was actually the parking spot we actually planned for. That's amazing. So via Bravo and Charlie 4. Okay, great. That's actually where we planned to go. I totally didn't realize. That's amazing. He actually gave us a parking spot we actually planned for.
761, behind landing traffic on runway 18 left, line up and wait behind.
Alright, so parking brake release.
Traffic line up and wait, runway 18 left, FUZZAIR International 761.
Why is he sounding that way like bread got stuck in his throat? I don't know, dude. I mean, we're in the Ukraine, so maybe he's from the area. Maybe it's just his accent.
November Tango 1104, pushback is approved face to north and startup approved.
Alright, so we're now off the runway. Let's turn off our landing lights and our takeoff light, and our strobe light can come off as well. Engine anti-ice can come off. Well, all anti-ice can come off. And we've already disarmed our spoilers, brought our flaps up. Let's turn off the flight director's landing system. And that is about everything. So we'll just taxi to the gate now. Make sure we don't break the speed limit. OMG, this is a whole lot more difficult than truck driving. I mean, I suppose it could be, yeah. I mean, I guess the thing is with flight simming is, you know, it's made really. I mean, an aircraft like this is obviously it's designed to be flown by two people. So when you're flight simming, it's like, you know, you're at a special disadvantage, I suppose. So I suppose in that respect, yeah, it could be more difficult.
Okay, 761, wind 190 degrees, 6 meters per second, runway 18 left, just take off, bye-bye.
Alright, this is Charlie 4 right here, so let's slow down and make this turn. And we should basically just be able to...
Forward 9er, to turn right on taxi Bravo and taxi to stand Delta 10, yeah. Taxi with Bravo and Charlie forward.
We should just be able to taxi straight forwards here into number 11, which is, yeah, I believe it's this one right in front of us. Beautiful. How long did it take me to learn this stuff? I mean, not that long, but I don't claim to be an expert, to be honest, but I mean, I've only been using this sim since August, so yeah, not terribly long. We'll get the external power on. We'll start the APU as well, and turn off our engines. So we'll turn off engine 1 and 2. And that's it, really. Let's put some deboarding music on. We shall connect the jetway so we can get our passengers off board. Perfect landing though. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. Wait a second. Have we got a Scoobs raid going on it right here? Holy crap. Nothing came up in my notifications, but welcome if you join in from Scoobs stream. Alright, so we've got the jetway connected. Let's open the doors and get the passengers deboarded. Did he swallow bread or something? I've already read that one. Phil, not a problem, mate. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you sleep well tonight. Take it easy, mate. Let's turn the beacon lights off now that the engines have spooled down. Scoob's online. He said follow his mates. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, very kind of him for putting that message out. Alright, so we're at gate now. And the passengers, well, they should be deboarding, but I didn't turn the seatbelt signs off, did I? Oops. All right, so let's just get these passengers off, and then let's see what our rating is. That's probably going to be a good one. Probably going to be a good one. Let's turn off the wing anti-ice as well. Oh, we've got some follows to catch up with. So Barbara, Simon, and Milan, thank you very much for the follows. I hope you're all well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. All right, so there we go. Cargo unloading complete. Passengers are deboarded. Let's view the flight reports. Oh, it's an A. It's an A. It's not my best rating ever, but it's not bad. I don't know what I could have done better there. Let's see. Forgot to turn my landing lights off when reaching 10,000, and then my airspeed was above 250 knots when below 10,000. So, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay then, guys. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to go have a 2-minute break and have a bit of a stretch and whatnot. And then let's see. Actually, let's just make sure because I don't have too much longer left. But let's see. Let's see where we're at with things. So, I bring up Google Maps here. Ben Monday, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. All right, so we've just flown from Minsk to Kiev. Now, the next logical destination that we haven't been to in Europe yet is Russia. But I'm really not sure where to fly to in Russia, to be quite honest with you. Let's see if we've got any controllers on in Russia. We've got a center controller in Moscow Center. We actually have a controller on where we just departed. I have to say, I am loving the fact that there seems to be way more, well, not way more, but there just seems to be a better spread of controllers on VATSIM. On iVow, like, you would never get anyone at this time in doing controlling in America. You would never get anyone down here, hardly ever at all, regardless of the time. So, yeah, it's really, really cool, actually. Alright guys, what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to actually call it there because I think the next stop is going to be quite a long flight to Russia. So I think probably next stream what we'll do is we'll carry on with the tour and probably go Kiev, Moscow. I might actually get the Moscow scenery pack and that'd be quite an enjoyable one, that. Or I'll figure out a different airport we can land at. Maybe if we go Kiev to like Volgograd, maybe, if there's an airport there. There is one right there actually. So maybe if we land at Volgograd, that'll make more sense, and then at least we've touched down in Russia, and then we'll go to Volgograd, to Georgia, and then to these countries, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and then Turkey, and then we can kind of make our way back out and into more Central Europe. So that's what we'll do next time, but thank you everybody for tuning in. Once again, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. I will catch you again on Sunday now, will be the next stream. So, like I say, once again, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. So goodbye for now, and like I say, I'll catch you on Sunday. Take it easy. Peace. See if we can get a nice little shot real quick. Oh. It's so dark though. Right, I'll catch you all later. Mariner, see you later. Simon, Dave, Phil as well, Gabriel, Al. Who else have we got in the chat? We've got Andy, Graham, Karsten, Lack, Stuart, Matthew, Patrick, and Leaf. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Gogs, of course, as well, and Phil earlier on. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye for now. Big tune, Mariner. Big tune. I love it.